All right, so I have a lot of projects going on at once, but one of the reasons that I do these journals is because sometimes I find it hard to sit down and write because I have lots of racing thoughts through my head. So I went through a period of time in my life where I really felt like it was undeniable that I was seeing what are known as angel numbers around me, right? Where there was a certain alignment in the way that certain numbers were finding themselves into my life right at the exact time that a very big event or a very important person or a very influential thing was happening. And so I went through I think the past let's see, it's December. So the past 10 months or so, up until this past month or so, therefore, I have really kind of avoided talking about these things because I needed time to adjust after I decided, after a period of my life that's just very questionable, and I don't want to talk about it too much. So the thing was that I came to the conclusion on my own when I wasn't talking about it, that it was kind of undeniable that these angel numbers and whatever other alignments I was seeing had to have been real to a certain degree, because it would be undeniable at this point if I told the whole story to anybody. It would be kind of undeniable, not even kind of undeniable. It would be pretty undeniable that it would be very, very, very big coincidence, if anything. And for me, I'm someone who a lot of times likes to believe that most things happen for a reason, and that if things aren't happening for a reason, the reason itself is because things happen randomly. So, this is what happened. And this is really cool because I get to talk about it. So the thing is that I figured out, and I came to this conclusion that there could be times where I guess I finally got to the point where I started to identify what these certain numbers could correlate to, where I have a certain stark and very strong duality that I see in my life a lot, especially as of lately, because I did a project on it. And so the thing was that at one point, certain angel numbers or whatever coincidental numbers that were popping up, a lot of them were very close together and similar in nature. So for example, on 777, a very, very big event happened to me. And then on a 777 kind of categorized with a big event. And then someone who I had been on and off with and kind of had a very weird little history that was naive young love, sort of idealization, basically. His initials ended up being that number. And later on, he of course ended up being a terrible person to I didn't really want to be involved with, I guess you could say. He was someone that basically only wanted to use me, and then he stole from me. And he was always on and off, always unadding me and adding me back on Snapchat, etc., etc. And anyways, so so another coincidence was that one of the times that I got closer to ending our relations, he had unadded me on a very significant date, which also correlated with the 777, right? And I kind of just and this person's initials added up to 777. I don't know if I said that. But this is the first time I've done one of these in a while, because it sounds weird to me, because at one point I talked about it a lot and I didn't like it. But basically, what happened was at one point I got this CoStar app, because I've always had a connection with astrology since I was about a middle schooler. And I got this CoStar app, and I find, because I have the CoStar app, the pattern app, and I have 2 moon apps, because I've been really trying to connect it to more. Because here's the thing too, is that I have family that's involved. I have a bloodline that connects to Haiti. And I have a bloodline, and meaning I'm a direct descendant of somebody who has very spiritual roots, including Haitian voodoo type stuff. And this is something that I had to go on to discover after this became something really, really huge in my life, and something extremely influential, and changed the way that I thought probably forever forward. So anyway, so this is what happened. I get this CoStar app, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to focus too much on the spiritual stuff because it could influence me in a bad way, it could influence me in a good way. And I'm like, at one point I'm like, okay, but sometimes the thing is that even with the pattern app, which I've had for a long time, it consistently kind of calls me out sometimes, or points out, or is like very aligned with what's going on in my life. And I have this second theory that it could be possible that these apps kind of pick up on your algorithms the same way that like any like Google, Yahoo, any type of search engine, all the ads that we see, the way that they pick up on what to show you, that these apps could be doing the same thing, but just on a much more subliminal scale. And I feel like I'm uncovering a conspiracy by like getting this on recording. But anyways, this is why. And that's actually been beyond like this singular moment. But what happened today was super interesting because the past 3 weeks I've been seeing a lot of angel numbers again, where I get scared because at one point it ignited paranoia in me. And for the most part, I've just kind of been observing them and just kind of like to the side, kind of noting little like alignments. For example, when a certain number came up twice in the past, I don't want to get into it. Because I don't feel like I need to defend myself at this point. I'm pretty sure about that. I've been doing pretty good about like just doing good at this. So anyways, this is what happened. So this morning I got, because you could put like a little like note to self basically into CoStar and it'll send it back to you. So at one point I was like, okay, well, there's a certain like way that certain people, like, you know, when you think about somebody and they text you, I used to have that kind of connection with this person, this ex of mine. And I was like things like that would happen a lot where I'd be going, I don't even need to get into it, but that's basically what was happening. And on a kind of more significant scale. But at one point I put into the CoStar app the little like note to self where it'll send it back to you where it says at a time you need it or something like that, or when it's right. I was like, okay, let me try this, where I put one note in saying, I'm trying something new. This is about Derek, right? And I got it today of all days, right? Where I say of all days because it's actually a pretty random day. It's December 7th, 2020. But then like I looked at the date and I was like, huh. Because 127 was that other significant date that I was talking about earlier. And it was kind of interesting. And I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to note it down because I saw this thing online that said like everyone has angel numbers that are specific to them. Where I kind of put together, okay, 777, even though it's a triple digit lucky number for a lot of people, for me, it connects to some bad things. So probably not the luckiest number for me. And then 127, mostly unlucky, or it's just a significant number in general. But then this is what happened. I go into work, right? And it's been kind of like I've had a stress day, and like it's still an easy day. Like it could be a harder day, but it's been an easy day. I'm just stressed. I have a lot going on, and around 3:30 today. And mind you, the thing with this is that I really haven't, like, me and my relationship with my ex, it's been completely over since about October 10th when he stole $300 from me. So when I got this thing today, right, I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. And what ended up happening was that my grandmother's car has broken down. Like, it wouldn't start when she was out and about today on her way to pick me up. Literally around the same time that I went to go get picked up. And she has to go get a new engine. And, you know, I don't know, you know, like, all I'm saying is that it's a little bit of an interesting algorithm that's matching the series of events. So, yeah, I don't know, for me at least, at the end of the day, I still kind of believe in angel numbers, where angel numbers it could be possible, because you know how they say like there's like a demon on a shoulder, or like the devil and the angel speaking to your ears? I don't know why it's so contrast. Like, it should be a demon and an angel, or like the devil and God, not like one of like half and half, like equivalents. But like if there are angel numbers, and theoretically speaking, and I hate how controversial this sounds because I've been kind of shying away from this subject because I dove into it one time in like a rabbit hole, but like, because Lucifer was an angel once, and I'm just saying that because like he could now be considered a demon or the devil, kind of. But the point is that like these negative ones can